Dubai is the most lavish city on the planet. What started off as a little village in the middle of the desert is now the Middle East's most luxurious location. We're talking about $12 billion man-made islands, $25,000 a night hotel rooms, police in $500,000 Lamborghini Aventadors, and from there, it only gets crazier. This is Dubai, the most luxurious city in the world. You may have first heard of Dubai due to the world's only 7-star hotel, the Burj Al-Arab, which is a quarter-moon-shaped tower built on a man-made island. I didn't even know stars went that high. Or you knew that Dubai is home to the tallest skyscraper, which you may have even seen Tom Cruise climbing in one of his Mission Impossible films. We're also about to show you all these places and why they're so expensive. But first, how did Dubai grow from a modest desert settlement to the luxurious utopia it is today? Well, in pretty much the same way all other United Arab cities became so wealthy: oil. The United Arab Emirates was propelled into a first-world country it is known for today by oil production. Abu Dhabi, which is only 90 miles from Dubai, is the world's richest metropolis and home to 10% of the world's oil supply. But oil barely makes up 5% of Dubai's revenue today. But with all that money from its neighbors, Dubai was quickly erected into one of the largest cities the Middle East has ever seen. The majority of Dubai's income today comes from trade, real estate, and tourism. So think of Dubai as the UAE's #1 economic capital, which seems to never stop growing. Dubai's population is now at 3 million and expanding at almost as fast as they're building skyscrapers. Seriously though, Dubai is home to over a quarter of all the cranes in the world. That's correct. 25% of all cranes in the whole entire world are concentrated in a single city. Dubai's strategy seems to be keep on developing skyscrapers. Now you can't talk skyscrapers without mentioning the Burj Khalifa. This tower is over half a mile in height, or 2,722 feet. It's so towering, in fact, that the structure can wobble several feet in the wind on its upper levels. But the architects of this gigantic structure took this into consideration. So the sway of the Burj Khalifa is, in fact, too gradual for the human ear to perceive. So even at 2,700 feet, you'll feel perfectly balanced while enjoying your morning coffee. Now the Burj Al-Arab is another tall building standing hundreds of feet above sea level. The Al-Arab is the world's 5th largest hotel with over 56 floors and is known for its one and only quarter-moon shape. Although it is officially designated as a 5-star hotel, some have referred to it as a 7-star enterprise. 7-star or not, this hotel is insane, and a stay at the Al Royal Arab Suite will cost you at least $25,000, and it's easy to see why. The Burj Al Interior Arab is decorated with approximately 1,790 square meters of 24-karat gold leaf. Besides building insane skyscrapers, the city seems to have a side hobby of creating manufactured islands. You've heard of billionaires like Richard Branson buying up their own private islands, but Dubai said, "Hold my beer," and went ahead and built their own islands, such as the infamous Palm Islands. No, the island is not named after its beautiful palm trees. The island is literally shaped after a palm tree. The Palm Islands cost $12 billion to build and needed 94 million cubic meters of sand. That's enough sand to fill up the Empire State Building twice. But that's nothing compared to the 321 million cubic meters of sand used to create the world islands. Islands are literally shaped like the geometry of the world's landmass. Now that's enough sand to fill up 9 Empire State Buildings. But why waste it on that when you can build islands like these? Damn. But enough about constructed islands. Did you know Dubai's police have their very own Bugatti Veyron? And that's just one of the sick rides provided to the Dubai law enforcement. Now, law enforcement isn't normally associated with luxury, but that's not how we roll in Dubai. Dubai's police department uses supercars as patrol vehicles to entice tourists. Cars like the Ferrari FF, which costs roughly $500,000, their Lamborghini Aventador, which costs roughly $500,000, and their Aston Martin 177, which set the city back $1.79 million. But all that is nothing compared to their crown jewel, the Bugatti Veyron. It's considered to be the fastest sports car in the world with 1,200 horsepower and a top speed of 254 miles per hour. This ridiculous car costs the city about $4 million. All this makes you wonder, what are the locals driving? Golden Lamborghinis? No, seriously. The golden Lamborghini Aventador was built from a 1,100-pound block of solid gold, and that is currently for sale in Dubai for $7.5 million. Now, before you get all excited about taking your loved one on a Dubai holiday in your golden Lamborghini, you should know that Dubai is an Arab city in a Muslim country. So while you're on vacation with your significant other and want to check out the posh cops, make sure you don't get caught hugging or kissing since you could very well be deported. But seeing the enormous volume of tourism in Dubai, some areas are more relaxed. You see, in a conventional Middle Eastern atmosphere, serving alcohol would just be illegal. But it is authorized in Dubai in some establishments, such as expensive hotels and nightclubs. Approximately 15% of Dubai's people are thought to be Emiratis, with the remaining 85% coming from outside the city. And nearly half the population is made up of workers who are constructing hundreds of high-rises, which makes sense given the whole crane scenario. The majority of these employees are from India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, which leads us to Dubai's darker side. There is a significant class divide. Many immigrant employees live and work in terrible conditions while Emiratis and upper-class foreigners enjoy generous pay packages. In Dubai, there isn't really much of a middle class, but like any divided country, there will always be a sport to bring people together. In Dubai, such a sport is camel racing. Camel racing in Dubai is pretty much like American football in the United States, except Dubai's take on the sport is a little different. You see, camel racing has kind of a shady history. In the past, little children were forced to ride camels for their light weight, which even led to human trafficking in the lesser developed parts of the Middle East. It still happens in a few places, but being the modern and civilized city it is, Dubai uses robots as replacements, which is not only more humane, but a lot lighter than a child rider. And believe it or not, a single robot can cost up to $10,000 a piece. Needless to say, Dubai is working on some pretty crazy things. But the craziest project of them all has to be constructing a 4.3-mile-long climate-controlled dome over the city. Dubai's ruler, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, presented plans for the largest mall in the world, measuring 48 million square feet. The world's largest mall will have a retractable, climate-controllable dome to keep shoppers cool. Makes perfect sense when you consider that Dubai often experiences temperatures over 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Besides the mall, the dome will also contain 100 hotels, thousands of apartments, highways, and entire parks. By the time it's done, the enormous superstructure will be nearly twice as large as the city of Monaco. Cost estimate for this little side project? Probably somewhere in the tens of billions, or even double that if the workers weren't so badly paid. And I can only imagine how much they'll spend on window cleaners each year. It's a bold project to say the least, but what else would you expect from Dubai? Here's the funny side of all of it though. Dubai grew at such a fast pace that they never adopted a standardized address system. Instead of an address on a mailing label, people had to draw maps with instructions to get their packages delivered. But that was until 2015, when they started using 10-digit numbers as addresses. I'm sure being a delivery person in Dubai is a lot easier these days. Alright, which of Dubai's luxurious features was your personal favorite? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Mr. Exclusive, and we'll see you in the next one.